everyone, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. I just had a Trollbeads package delivered today, and what is in here is my 2025 People's Bead order. I did order a couple other beads from the Hygge collection, so I'm real excited to share those with you, along with a couple of bracelet designs. So here is my package, and I can already see I've got another bookmark and another nice little catalog showing the Hygge collection in detail, and it's beautifully packaged. I have some mints, but let me go ahead and get into the package and show you the good stuff. Here is my beautifully wrapped package. Again, I primarily shop with Trollbeads at Partridge Creek. Nice little bookmark, and of course they always send a handwritten note, so I'll read that later. All right, I'm gonna see. Oh, I can't get this off. There is my order. I'm going to get everything off the ribbon and out of the box so I can show you more in detail. So every year Trollbeads has a design contest where people that love Trollbeads design a bead that they themselves would like to have. And, you know, all the submissions are on a website, and everyone who loves Trollbeads has the opportunity to go in and vote for their favorites. And can't remember if we vote for like our 12 favorites or our 24 favorites. And then like those votes are all tallied up, and a couple weeks later, we then get to choose our top 3 from the finalists. And this particular bead here was my actual #1 choice. It doesn't surprise me that it was my #1 because I love Edelweiss flowers. Like, I think I got the love of the Edelweiss flowers from my mother, who is originally from Germany. And every time she would hear the song Edelweiss, like, she would just tear up and just start crying, because I think it just kind of reminded her of growing up in Germany during the war, and, you know, just everything that happened during that time. I just could not resist this particular design, and so it was my #1. And this is called Mountain Edelweiss, and it was designed by Alexandra Chapman, who also is from Germany. So it just really spoke to me. The stone originally, like reading the description, I think she wanted like white quartz, or I think she said white rock in her description. And Trollbeads wound up making it with labradorite, and I love labradorite. I have several labradorite stones. I have the one little troll that came out a few years back that also has the labradorite stone. And I am so happy with this particular one. I mean, I've just got one with a beautiful flash, as you can see. I'm seeing it flash blue predominantly, but dare I say I'm even seeing a little bit of a yellow flash in there. Like, this particular labradorite is just stunning. And then the bead itself, you have an Edelweiss flower here, and then an Edelweiss flower on the opposite side. But then the bead itself is also kind of formed in a mountainscape because the Edelweiss flowers grow like only in very high elevations, like just little craggy, outcroppings of rocks. You'll see this delicate little Edelweiss flower. And so, yeah, it is just beautifully designed from top to bottom, side to side, and with a beautiful stone. I thought it would be fun because I do have the Edelweiss flower from the World Bead Tour, and I thought it would be kind of fun to kind of showcase that particular silver bead from a while ago. I can't remember exactly when this released. It was when they were having all the different World Tour beads. So that is the People's Bead winner for 2025. And then, as you can see from this ribbon, I could not resist getting a few more of the faceted beads from the Hygge collection. So let me get them off the ribbon and show them to you one by one. And this particular bead here is the one that I went for first. And this one is called Harvest Hues. And I think what really sealed the deal for me on this one, I was really drawn by the light blue, but I also see purples and yellows and olives and oranges. Then these little splotches, like almost clouds, is what I almost feel they're supposed to be. I could be wrong. I've seen several side by side, and this is one where I've seen it where the colors are just really like deep, and then I've seen some that are lighter. Like this is one where no two are going to be alike at all. Like it is opaque, but then it also, like to me at times, does almost look a little translucent, but definitely more on the opaque side. I thought this one had perfect marriage of purple and blue, which is what I was predominantly looking for, but then it's also got like the olives and reds and oranges and yellows and the creams. I just thought this was a beautiful specimen of that particular bead. So this one is Harvest Hues. And then the other bead that I was like, every time I think about it, like I just kept thinking like this one would look so good with sparkling moss, which was from that one autumn collection from years ago. I want to say 2017 or so. I just keep thinking this one is going to look wonderful styled with that particular bead. And this one, as you can see, has olive green on one side, and then it has this deep, warm orange on the other side. And then going down the center, you have this very fine strand of kind of like just a bright yellow orange, and of course glitter. It's just so pretty. This one here is called Golden Drift. And then the last bead that I purchased, and I totally blame South Hills Village for me needing this one. This is Flickering Flame, and I wanted this particular bead because of the purple and orange and how they look together. And as I was being shown this particular bead by Melissa, she pointed out that this one does have a little bit of like a hint of olive as well. Like, I'm just so pleased with how these colors with all these glass beads just pair so well together. Like, I think to me that's how you know when a collection is good, when you can not only pair it with other beads that you already have, but you don't necessarily need to pair it with other beads that you already have. Like, you can just use beads from the collection and that's it. So this one again is Flickering Flame. Let me just get everything together on a rod so you can see it. So there you go. Couldn't ask for a more beautiful order than that. So I thought I would share a few different designs with you that I've put together that I haven't taken apart. So let me get those going. So this is a bangle design that I put together to welcome September. That is something I like to do on my Instagram channel, is put a Trollbeads design together celebrating all of the different birth month flowers. And so this is what I came up with for the month of September. And I do have this on my star bangle, and as a kind of a nod to the leaves changing, I used my gold stoppers. And then this here is a bead. I want to say it's called Mushrooms. I'll definitely share all the names of the beads, of course, down here. But this is also a World Tour bead, and I want to say World Tour Lithuania. I could be wrong, but I'll look it up and definitely share. And then this is Forest Mist. I want to say this came out in 2017, but I could be wrong there too. I'll have to look up all that information and share it when I'm editing the video. But this is just such a beautiful specimen of the Forest Mist bead. I actually have several, but this is probably the one that if I'm going to use a single bead, this is the one that I'm always going to go for, just because it has purples and pinks and some olivey greens and yellows. I just think it's a beautiful specimen. Of course, we have the bindweed of September, and you've got the little hidden pearl and that beautiful bindweed flower. And then this is the Mushrooms of Magic. This was one of the, this was like, I guess, the smooth kit that came out last year for the autumn release. And this one just has a cute little black and white polka dotted mushroom. And then you, of course, have the stem detail done kind of in a mustardy brown. And then the base is white with these green leaves all on it. And then we have a luminous connector. And then we have, this is Lasting Life. That also came out in that fall collection or autumn collection last year. This was one of the opaque faceted beads that I just went gaga for. And I still think it is such a beautiful, beautiful bead. And then this is an older bead here called Little Acorns, long retired. And you have an oak leaf and a little acorn. For some reason, I'm thinking this was possibly a people's bead too. I could be wrong, but as always, I'll kind of share information down below if I figure that out. So this was my Welcome September bangle. And then, let's see, another bangle design that I had put together is this one here. And the entire inspiration behind this particular bangle design is this center flower right here. This is the Italian sunflower. And this was gifted to me by Tabitha. She's here on Instagram. Well, maybe you guys follow her or maybe you don't. She is tabbycat_Ray. And she lives here locally in the same town as me. And we finally, last autumn, last autumn, met for the first time. And we periodically get together and we'll have a nice little get together. Most recently we went to Glen Erie for high tea, and I actually still have that fantasy necklace and bracelet all put together, and I'll share that on another video. But she gifted this to me when she went on her vacation. She was kind enough and thought of me and brought one of these back for me and gave this to me for my birthday. So I was so touched, and I wanted to put together a special design just predominantly featuring the sunflower. I have it on a star bangle, and I always see bumblebees buzzing around sunflowers, and so I used the bumblebee spacer. And then I thought with the sunny yellow in the sunflower, I wanted to bring out those sunny yellow hues with the rutilated quartz, which was a Trollbeads Day bead from 2017. I have a soul connector. These little connector beads, I think, are probably one of my favorite things that Trollbeads came out with. What was it, last spring? Like, I feature them quite a bit on my designs. And then of course you have that beautiful Italian sunflower. And I just love how the base is kind of this lighter greenish yellow. And then you have this stronger, more lime green, although it's like a light lime green, just kind of swirling throughout the base. And then you have the sunflower with the brown center. And I feel like the little seeds are just tiny little stars. Like it could be my eyes playing tricks on me, but that's what it looks like. And it's just so beautiful. There's 1, 2, 3 sunflowers total on the bead. So thank you, Tabitha. I absolutely adore this. Thank you so much. In keeping with the garden theme, I have the Green Fingers tassel, which came out, I want to say spring 2024. And then I did dig in my box and get the sunflower, like the Van Gogh sunflower. And I want to say that was another World Tour bead that I happen to have. This is one that was, I would say, a recent acquisition within the last year, and I was so happy to find it. I know it does say like Van Gogh, like right in here. And yeah, I was so thankful to get this particular bead because I love sunflowers. Actually featuring quite a few World Tour beads, I'm realizing, on some of these designs. And then I have just this Ladybug Unique, and I thought the green from this Ladybug Unique just matched the sunflower just perfectly. So that's why I chose it. And then I have the little Love Source watering can, also from that same spring collection from last year. You have a little heart on one side and then a little flower on the other. So that was my Italian sunflower design that I put together. And let me see, what else? Now this particular bangle here, this I put together to commemorate a kitty of mine that I recently had to say goodbye to. And Trollbeads Partridge Creek, they were so sweet when they saw that I had posted that I had to say goodbye to my snuggle. They were so sweet, and they sent me this Loyal Journey bead, which came from the Love of Paws collection from, I want to say, 2023. I put this, of course, together, my kitty snuggle, and I'll share a picture of him. He was a beautiful long-haired black kitty, and he was my little sunbeam chaser, little snuggy bug. And yeah, I had to say goodbye. He had 17, 18 long years, so he was well loved, but it's never easy. But the design I put together, I have the rainbow bridge, and I want to say this may have been a people's bead design. I could be wrong, but I thought rainbow bridge was very appropriate for this design. And then I found this unique that I have recently purchased. I want to say this is one of those uniques that I'll be sharing with you, kind of going over some past purchases. I think this came in a kit of 6. I could be wrong. Once I put things back and away, I'll put it with the respective kit if that's the case. But I thought it played well with the Loyal Journey as far as the colors go. Then I have a luminous connector. I have a Sahara Night facet because my Snuggy Bug was a black kitty. So I thought that was a wonderful nod to the color of his fur. And then I have Cheerful Cat because he was just such a sweet kitty. Always purring, always willing to give kisses, which, you know, for kitties, they don't kiss often. So when they do, it's kind of a rare thing. So he definitely gave kisses. We have, again, the Loyal Journey bead, and then, you know, the hearts galore because he was very well loved. So that is my tribute bracelet for my little Snuggy Bug. This one I'm probably not going to be pulling apart anytime soon, but I know you guys understand why. And then the last bracelet design I wanted to share, this is actually a foxtail, and this is one that I put together for a challenge that I have with my friend Ollie. And our challenge was, the design had to have a stone, it had to have a flower, it had to have a critter, it had to include a Trollbeads Day bead, it also had to include a faceted bead, and Trollbeads Day from 2025 is one of the beads it had to feature. It also had to include something that was retired and something that is in the current catalog collection. So this is the bracelet that I put together, this Foxtail. And I am trying to think. I know this clasp came from a starter bracelet from a few years back. I'm blanking on the name, so I will definitely share it here. But I really loved and felt this appropriate for fall, of course, with the maple leaves on it. And as you can see, there's like maple leaves on all 4 sides, which I just absolutely love. And then I have the chili pepper spacer or stopper. This came out a few years ago. I want to say it came out with like the Harmony Harvest collection in 2020, back when they had those porcelain beads, the chili pepper and the pumpkin, all of those. So that's the chili pepper. And then this here is Blossom Stroll Bead that just came out with the Hygge collection. And then I have the green chalcedony, which fulfilled my stone requirement. This one actually fulfilled my critter and flower requirement. So then next to it, we have the threaded moments bead. And oh, one of the requirements was a unique. And so like I really wanted to use this particular faceted bead. And so I looked for a unique that had the same base color. And this particular unique with the leaves, it has like these teal leaves. So I thought the teal in the leaves in this unique brought out the kind of teal in this threaded moments smooth bead. So I'm just really loving how this whole design came together. And really and truly, I picked my Trollbeads Day bead first because, you know, I wanted to make sure that the Trollbeads Day bead that I chose would work well with autumnal colors. And so I chose the, which one is this? Amber Glow Radiance, I believe is what it's called, which has like these mustardy yellows and this reddish orange, along with the kind of like taupey browns and glitter. So like this was probably the first thing I went for, and then my unique along with, oops, and there you see timber fir, but that's kind of where the color inspiration came from. But we have, again, threaded moments. Then we have a very long retired bead. This is called Shelter. And this was from the 2017 Nature's Promise collection, I believe. But definitely Shelter. And then, of course, we have my unique with the browns and the oranges and the yellows and the teals. I just think this is such a pretty unique, and it really, in my opinion, helped pull the color story together on this design. Then I have the, what is this? This is Acorn Stream. This also came out with the Love of Paws autumn release in 2023. And this is just one of those beads that kind of snugs up between two glass beautifully. As you can see, it just has 3 little acorns. I think it's actually retired now. It didn't stay in the collection long. And then we have the Amber Fold, which was one of the first faceted uniques that I purchased from the collection. And I just am gonna love playing with these two together because they both have that bright orange and then that magical purple within. So definitely glad I have that now, but this one is just gorgeous. And then this one again fulfills my critter, my flower requirement, and then of course I have bonus leaves on there. We have a maple leaf and what looks like just a regular leaf there, along with some little flowers and the most magnificent butterfly. And then kind of pulling in that teal color story, I have the, what is it, Loyal Friend. This came out with the Harmony Harvest collection in 2020. And it's one that I recently acquired, I believe this year. And then this is Spring Leaves. This is my only gold bead that I have, and I used this particular bead in my design kind of as a nod to the aspens that are currently changing color here in Colorado. So I thought that would be a nice nod to their golden color on my bracelet. And then this is the Woven Light. This is that faceted bead that has the mustards and creams, dare I say it, a little purple there, dark orange. It is just beautiful, along with that glitter. And then kind of, again, with the teals and purples, I couldn't resist using my troll with big feet, with that big dichroic glass ball in the back, on his little backpack, I guess. But here in Colorado, we actually have, up in the higher country, we have 2 different trolls. And I will share a picture of, I want to say Rita the troll, like that I took when I went to Breckenridge a few years back. They're really just magnificent. Like, you just stumble upon them in the forest, and they are huge. And so I kind of used my troll with big feet as a nod to the trolls here in Colorado. And then again, we have the 2025 Trollbeads Day Amber Glow Radiance. And then this is a long retired bead. This is called Lake Eye. And I was able to get this glass bead this past year at one of the unique live events. This is one of the older beads that they brought back, like, you know, like maybe a limited quantity of like 6, and we all put our names in, and they, you know, drew, you know, who was the winner out of like 30 people submitting. They used like that little random wheel generator, and I was lucky enough to get one of these. And so I thought that would be a really nice nod to the, you know, bodies of water that we do have in Colorado, like some of the alpine lakes where, you know, sometimes the waters look crystal clear and blue, and then sometimes with the algae and stuff, they can kind of be kind of like this greenish blue color. So that is Lake Eye. And then finishing up on the end of my bracelet is another little critter. This is Slow Beauty. So that right there is my foxtail design. So let me know what you think, guys, and let me show you one last time the actual people's bead that started this entire order, the Mountain Edelweiss. So it's a beautiful, beautiful bead. So let me know what you think, guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Which bracelet design is your favorite? I always love to hear from you. Take care and stay safe. Bye.